Francisco Moya, herencia ecuatoriana.
See?
So pleased to see you. Welcome. You know Ashley already.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And she's going to give out the first question. I know she has a few things about the budget also that she's...
Sure.
I mean, I would just be interested in what are your thoughts on the budget?
Look, I think like with everything, the budget is a very complicated issue. But I think we're fighting really hard on the new leadership that we have with Speaker Hasty. The fact that we took on ethics reform right away is a demonstration to where we are in the Assembly and what we're looking to accomplish as we move forward. But we still have a long way to go. Education is a big topic that we're really debating right now amongst our conference. DREAM Act has still not been resolved, and I think that we still have a ways to go to make that happen. We've been fighting to make the DREAM Act happen for the last 4 years. Now we finally get it in the executive budget, so we have to really keep the pressure on this governor to stick by his word and make sure that it stays in the executive budget in the end.
There's a lot of talk still about how Hasty will hold up with Cuomo during the negotiations, and it seems like really those education issues are going to be how we're going to be able to point and say this is how he held up against Cuomo, who is supposed to be a very good skilled.
Look, I think that we still have a ways to go, and part of negotiating the budget is really taking a strong stance on issues that we believe in. It's the core values. When we're looking at how our students need all the resources that they can, we need our teachers to be well funded. We need to make sure that we're bringing in the right programs to the district that need it the most. We're going to fight for that because we actually believe that what we're doing is the right thing for our kids, our families, and representing the entire state. And that gets done with the discussions that we have within our conference. And through the speakership and the leadership of Speaker Hasty, I think we're demonstrating that. We're not in consensus yet of where we should be on this education component. And I think that we will be debating this as well as we go into next week.
The DREAM Act.
Yes.
I know that you're dealing with every issue that has to do with the budget, just like in a responsible way, representing your constituency from Queens. Assemblyman Moya, at the end of the day, do you think that there's really been some kind of enlightenment on the part of the governor to deal with this issue at the end of the budget process? Will you be pleased or will you wind up as disappointed as you were last year? Will this governor see that, or is he going to pull a hat trick again and give you really a poor excuse?
Right. Well, look, right now it's in the budget. We had conversations with the governor. They were very positive. But we also have to deal with the Republican Senate that is willing to hold up this process. But at the same time, we're going to put everyone's feet to the fire here. We're going 4 years now into this DREAM Act. It is a top priority for us. We talk about it at every SOMOS el Futuro since we put the bill in. It's time for the action to actually take place. This is not a huge amount of money that's going into the budget. It's actually 1.9% of the overall higher education budget.
You're still talking $25 million.
We're $25 million, which in the overall budget itself, in the higher education budget, comes out to, I think it's 1.9% of the overall
But you know
budget.
what Republicans do, right? They say $25 million. We could be using that for X, Y, and Z.
Right,
And the governor buys into it.
and the problem that we face
The
with that
voter
is,
buys into it. $25,000 to a voter is a lot of money.
$25 million.
Million, I mean.
yeah, but look, it costs less than a cup of coffee a day. The problem is that if we don't educate this generation of students that are coming up now, those students who are actually meeting the qualifications, that are making the grades, that are making the effort, what's going to happen is we will pay more for that in the long run because they will not be ready to come into the workforce when those kids are ready to become citizens, ready to become naturalized citizens in this country. And we're making a small investment that will pay dividends for us in the future. And that is what we need to make sure that everyone understands, that they will become tax-paying citizens at some point in their lives, ready to go out and work. This is the next generation of New Yorkers that are going to be building that next tech company, that are going to be those heart surgeons, that are going to be the next assembly members in the state here of New York. And it's because we gave them that opportunity to get that education, just like so many of us that came before us. And the beauty of what you were saying before, and I was kind of listening before we came on camera, is you're absolutely right, Gerson. It's about those that open the doors for us. This is a great opportunity for us to look at and meet those leaders from the past and make sure that we're bridging them with those leaders of the future. Because those struggles that took place when Hector Del Toro was here, when Olga Mendez was here, when they were making those inroads, when no one wanted to talk about Latino issues. That's the reason why we have a great chairman like Assemblymember Marcos Crespo, young, energetic, who is going to make a great name for himself here in the state of New York, is because of those individuals that opened the doors for him and myself to be able to stand up here, to talk to you, to talk about the DREAM Act, to say that we're negotiating right now and we have a seat at the negotiating table with the governor on such an important issue like that. And that's because of those people that came before us that was opening the doors for us to be here today.
So after 4 years, if you say the DREAM Act passed, but so does the education investment tax, do you just call it a win after 4 years, or?
Well, look, they're two different issues. They both stand on their own merits. I support both. I think that what the governor's trying to do in coupling them together is not my idea of what I would like to see happen. But again, we're going to fight to the very end to make sure that the DREAM Act is included in the final budget and that we can actually make that dream become a reality finally this year in 2015.
Good luck on this one, because otherwise I don't know what you're gonna, accept from the governor. So Assemblyman Francisco Moya, hope the entire community, Latino community who is pushing for the DREAM Act, and especially the students who will be directly impacted. I understand the concept. I understand also those who oppose it. But this is, when you measure it, I understand the finances, even though I'm not a financial guy. Éxito.
Thank you, Gerson. Thank you very much.
Thank you.